Hi everyone, welcome to the Supernatural Women International channel. This is Yura's Corner and today is my breastfeeding story time. I'm going to be sharing very briefly how I was able to pump almost 20,000 milliliters of breast milk in just 2 months. Yes, so if you are interested in finding out how I was able to do this, please keep watching. So once again, you're welcome. I had my baby in 2020, the COVID year. And as a first-time mom, I already at the back of my mind knew that I was going to exclusively breastfeed because I learned about all the amazing benefits of exclusive breastfeeding, and then my husband was also encouraging me, telling me that it's good, for the baby, so I should just make up my mind and that I can do it, giving me all the support and all that. So, and then I also, of course, I had support system in the Supernatural Women International community, so I had almost everything that I needed. But then of course there are lots of things that I was not aware of, which I learned on the journey. I will be sharing some of them, of course. So when I had my baby, my breast milk did not come in immediately, so I was having a bit of struggle. I was confused and I was already panicking. In fact, I remember telling my doctor that please, we want to get formula, and because of course I discussed my birth plan, or not just birth plan now, my breastfeeding plans with my my doctor before I even gave birth. So he was aware that I want to exclusively breastfeed. So now when the breast milk hadn't come in, I was already putting baby to breast, trying to nurse, but milk wasn't coming out. I was panicking, and then I remember, sending for my doctor. I told him about that. Okay, can we just give him formula, and then when my breast comes out, he would, we'll just continue from, there. And he said, no, it's fine. It happens. Just relax. Keep putting him to breast. Keep trying to pump, and then your breast milk is going to come out. And there's no need, he said, now this particular situation may not be entirely applicable to you, so please don't just decide this on your own or think that it will be applicable to everybody. In my situation, he advised that I don't give formula, that when you give formula, some babies don't recover from starting with the bottle feeding, so I should just be patient. In fact, he told me in quotes that this baby can survive for 2 days or almost 3 days without food. I was like, huh? Please, let this one come and start starving. So alternatively, what they did was they mixed glucose with warm water, and then they were using syringe to give it, put in his mouth, while I kept putting him to breast. I think my breast milk came out like towards the end of the second day. That's when my colostrum, that's the first milk that comes out of your breast after you give birth, which is very nourishing and also very rich in antibodies and a whole lot of goodies. So I kept pumping. Then I had a hand pump or manual pump. So I kept pumping, trying to make the milk to come out. And then when it would come out, they would even put it in the syringe. They put it in the syringe and put in his mouth. So we did that for I think the end of the second day, and by the third day. So by the fourth day, my milk was already coming out, it was getting better. So that's how I started breastfeeding. Okay, so I breastfed him until we left the hospital, we got discharged, we came home, and I was already easing into it. But my God, I'm missing something very important. Now, because I did not learn about latching, I wasn't latching him I wasn't putting him to breast correctly, so he was mostly sucking on my nipples, and I was in pains. I was in serious pains all through. I'll be breastfeeding, I will be crying. Oh my God, that pain, it was something else. So I even had cracks. When I say cracks, I had injuries on my nipple, on the two of them, and I had to still continue to breastfeed. So I think one of the days when my husband came to the hospital, he was like, okay, that I should start putting the hind milk on the breast, to help to heal the cracks. So that's what I started to do. So the hind milk is after baby has sucked, or even while it's sucking or whatever, it's almost like the last set of milk that comes out for a sucking session, in quotes. So I would take some of the hind milk, or even when I pump, and then when he's done sucking, I would put it, around my nipples. And oh my god, God is amazing. Can you believe it? Can you believe that God would make the same breast milk to be the healing ingredient, or what you would need to heal? I don't know. I believe you understand. I find it so amazing. But you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, how amazing it is, or is it that God will make the breast milk also heal nipple cracks? Woof! Oh my god. Good God. God is good. All right, so I dealt with all that, all the cracked nipple. I didn't get a nipple cream as at that time. Yeah, so it was that breast milk that I used. So yeah, that's how it went. And then we got discharged from the hospital. We got home, and I think by the second week, I wanted to have more milk supply, in quotes, and then I have to start trying to get lots of things, try my hands on lactogenic foods. These are foods that would increase your boost your milk supply. So one of the recommendations that I got was I think I was asked to take palm wine. Yes, but the thing with palm wine is, how are you able to get fresh palm wine without you being supplied the ones that have fermented, of which will not have alcohol? You're not supposed to be taking alcohol when you're breastfeeding. So that's the issue with palm wine. And yeah, so I got supplied some palm wine. I took some, but I don't think I continued, because at some point I was not sure that I was getting it as fresh, as even though I got it a contact that was supplying directly as tapped as early morning, in the early morning hours. So I got that. I think I took it for like that second week, but then by the third week, my friend told me of fresh coconut. When I say fresh coconut, I mean the what should I call it now? Is it virgin coconut? This coconut that is green, then the outside is green, and then when you get in, the coconut is still very soft. I don't know if I should call it either virgin coconut or baby coconut or young coconut, but please, I will put the picture on the screen, so that if you're from Africa, you're Nigerian, you would know, or even other parts of the world, you would know. You know it when you see it. So that's the coconut that did the magic for me. Oh my god. So when I took that coconut and the coconut water, the coconut is so soft that you scoop it. Exactly, that's the one. So I ate lots of it. I also took tiger nuts. I think my husband got me some lactation, or did I buy it myself? But I think I got some lactation cookies, which are made of oats, of course. And then pap. Oh my god, I was forced to take pap, but I did not like it, so I couldn't sustain that. Yeah, those are basically it. So I took all those, and my milk supply blew out of the roof. I was pumping and pumping. I was breastfeeding and breastfeeding, and interestingly, my milk supply increased. Even when I started, I think by the third week, I was struggling, with the manual pump. So I had to, tell Pastor Mary about. If you don't know who Pastor Mary is the founder and visionary of the Supernatural Women International. She's also my mentor. So I told her about my challenge, and she got me an electric breast pump. So by the time I got the electric breast pump, it was I was the third week, or yes, 1 month into delivery. And then I knew I needed to start pumping against my resumption at work, because I had 4 months maternity leave from work, and I wanted to complete the 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding. So I needed to start pumping. And then of course I already bought all my essentials. We got a deep freezer, we got breast milk storage bags, we got markers to label. We got a lot of things. Interestingly, I didn't even get so much information, about the whole thing beforehand. But it was in the process, So if you're actually learning all these things before you give birth, you don't know how blessed you are. So I got all this information, got all these items together, and then I started pumping while I was breastfeeding. So if my baby, sucks on one breast and then he's full, what will happen is when I put him to sleep, I would pump out the remaining milk from the second breast. So I would pump it out and then I would label it, I'll put it in the breast milk storage bag. I would label it, put in a Ziploc bag, and put in my deep freezer. And I think I was able to pump in a day. I was able, because each of the pumping feeding bottle per se, I think it was like 150 ml each. I'll check and I will kind of dig up. I didn't know I was going to start making videos on YouTube, so I didn't keep so many pictures, but I will try to look for my pictures. A few pictures I think I'll be able to find, and then I'll put them up for you to see. So I got this. I think every time I would pump at least 120 or 150 ml, per pumping session. And then most of the ones I was pumping, I was storing them because I was already at home. When the baby needs to feed, I will breastfeed him. And then sometimes when he's full and I'm still engorged, I would pump. So in a day, I'll most likely pump to store twice. So that's like 300 meals or two storage bags in a day. That's how I went on round the clock. And doing that, in fact, there are some days that my supply will be so much, I'll pump up to 3 bags in a day. So looking at it, I think by the end of the first month or towards the middle of the second month, I had pumped more than 100 bags of milk that was already in my deep freezer, frozen, all labeled, all arranged according to when I pumped them. And the reason why it was properly arranged in that way was when they will start feeding him, they will start from the first ones that I pumped, and keep progressing to the latest or the earliest that has been pumped. And I was going to teach the people that will take care of my baby when I'm not there, teach them how to thaw milk, and then how to sterilize the feeding bottles, and also feed him properly with the breast milk that I had pumped. So in the space of about 2 months, I had pumped almost, if not more than 2,000 mils of breast milk. I was so happy. As at the time I resumed work, I was confident that at least the first 2 weeks or the first 2 months, the first 2 weeks or the first month, my baby had all the breast milk that he needed in my absence. And then when I had resumed work, during my lunch break, I would just take my breast pump. I always took my breast pump to work. I would just take my breast pump, go to a particular room, because our office we had a BQ. So I would just go to the BQ, I will plug my breast pump out the breast, put the milk in the storage bag and put it in the office fridge, which I would take home when I'm closing from work. So that's how I was able to actually do exclusive breastfeeding as a working mom. And the challenges I had were just at the beginning stages. By the time I had gotten a hang of everything went smoothly, and my baby completed 6 months being exclusively breastfed with just breast milk, no water, no food, just breast milk. And then I was able to also go to work every day, and I was a happy and satisfied mom. So this is just to encourage you. If you have any questions regarding what I have shared, please ask in the comment section, and I will definitely answer all your questions. So that's how I was able to achieve that, and I hope and pray that you would make the decision to do the same, so that your baby will be well nourished, and of course you would also enjoy all the benefits of exclusive breastfeeding. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.